Hey, seventh grade, we are going to go into the 5 problems that you have as part of your little packet. And I'm putting it on the left side of the page, left side of when you open up your interactive notebook. So I have number 1. Let's read each problem. And at a checkpoint on Hudson Road, a survey crew found that 1,140 cars went by between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. And we know that this is 1 hour. They want to know how many cars pass the checkpoint each minute. Extremely important. So I'm always going to have a ratio number 1 and a ratio number 2. So they're setting it up, how many, that's right, if I had the number of cars, and I'm going to put minutes because I want my answer to be in minutes. Okay, so what is my first ratio? This is what I know. 1,140 cars traveled in 1 hour, but I need what? Minutes. So it's going to be 60 minutes. And I want to know how many cars travel in 1 minute. And a lot of you are just like, well, Miss Kowalski, you just find the unit rate. It's 1,140 divided by 60. So why is that? Let's remember that we're doing proportions. So when you have the cross product is 60x is equal to 1,140 times 1. Now, whenever you have a coefficient, it's going to be our next unit. I know we haven't done this yet. You always, to undo this, you divide by the coefficient in front of x. And so this will be a review for you when you get there. So what is 60 divided by 60? It's 1. Do I have to show a 1 in front of my x? No. And I'm going to save the math for you because really I'm concentrating on setting these up. Okay, so basically it's 19 cars every minute that cross through the checkpoint. All right, let's do problem number 2. And you can do fancy little arrows if you want, however you want to do it. So a grocery store finds, that's right, some of you are already setting up your tic-tac-toe. Maybe not. Be nice if I had a little stamp. A grocery store finds that salt-free margarine is preferred by 1 out of 8. And I know that I already have what? A ratio here. And if you notice, it reads left to right. And in your tic-tac-toe, you're going to put it in top, bottom. So always remember, whenever it reads, remember because when we wrote a ratio, 1 out of 8, 1 out of 8. Okay, so this is my first ratio that they gave us. So if the store orders, so what they're wanting is salt-free and the total customers. Okay, and they want to know if they order 200 cases of margarine, would that be your salt-free? Or would that be, no, they want to know how many would be salt-free. So you're looking for how many would be salt-free out of 200 cases. Now, can I reduce here? Sure. You can do 2. I see 4. I know it's not going to go into or go by 8, so let's try 4. So divided by 4. What's 8 divided by 4 is 2. What's 200 divided by 4 would be 50. Oh, maybe we did have another one. Can I divide by 2 again? Absolutely. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 50 divided by 2 is 25. Now I'm going to cross multiply. My new value is 1 times 25 is equal to 1 times x. So what does x equal? 25. And so remember that means that there are 25 salt-free out of the 200. Okay? Let's look at number 3. Looks like this is going to be a unit rate as well. Cynthia Martinez walked 14 miles in 4 hours. What was her average speed in miles per hour? Okay, remember that when we're doing a unit rate, I can go ahead and do this. And her average speed was going to be 14 out of 4. So this is your miles. And this is per hour. Okay? And to remember, it's your total divided by 4, which would give you what? So divided by 2 would be 7, so it would be 3.5, wouldn't it? So what was, at that rate, how long would she take to walk to the post office, which is 0.7 miles away? So we have our first ratio, which gives us our unit rate. And then our second ratio is we want to know, at that rate, how long would she take? So if they give us miles, where am I going to put it? That's right, in the right here. And I'm looking for how long it will take. So the cross product will give you 4 times 7/10 is equal to 14 times x. And remember, you can put, anytime you have a number, a coefficient, and a variable, and they're next to each other, and they don't have parentheses or they don't have a dot, it is still multiplication. Okay? So 2 is equal to 14x. I always divide by the coefficient. And if we were to do the math, and I'm not concentrating on the math, you would get 0.2 hours. Oh, if you were to convert that, how many minutes would it be? So remember, if we were to divide 60 divided by 10, 6 minutes, be about 12 minutes for 0.2. But don't want to get into it. All I'm concentrating on is for you to set these up correctly. Okay? And then number 4, and I'm going to let you do number 5 all by yourself, because I am sitting at 7.5 minutes. All right. Well, we may have time to do both. They want to know, how much will 12 ounces of cheese cost if it sells for $3.20 per pound. Okay? So we need, if you notice, you have money and you have pounds and ounces. But I want to know only 12 ounces. Okay? Let's look at the first ratio that they give us. I'm looking for this, the 12 ounces, okay? But this is what I'm given. I know that it's $3.20. Do I need to put that last zero? No. And how many ounces is in a pound? 16, and it's even on your reference sheet, okay? So they're asking me, this is what I don't know in my third column. They want to know, if you have 12 ounces, would it go in the dollar, or would it go, that's right, it would go right here. And I'm looking for the price, okay? Honestly, if you can set it up correctly, then you're fine. All right, do you notice anything that I can reduce? Yes. Here, the two denominators can also be divided by 4. It would be their greatest common factor. So divided by 4 would give us, I'll go ahead and put that. 4 is our new number, and then divided by 4 gives us 3. What about 4 and 32? What if, that's right, can you reduce vertically? Think about that. Think about that. Yes, you can. 32 and 4, even though I have that decimal, all I'm going to do is I'm going to treat it, 32 is divisible by 4. They have a common factor of 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 32 would be 8, but I need to keep that decimal, and I'm going to move it over. All right? So my answer is going to be 1 times x is equal to 3 times 8/10. And remember, I have one value to the right of my decimal. What's 8 times 3? 24, and I move my decimal over. Okay, so it'd be 2. What does that mean? We're looking for money. We always have, yes, out of 100, right? Out of 100 pennies. So that means that I would pay $2.40 for 12 ounces. Okay? All right. I got time for the last one. We just won't have the answer. How about that? All right, so the last one. This is a good one. It's kind of tough. Draw your tic-tac-toe. I'm always going to have ratio number 1 and ratio number 2. So let's read it. If Joseph Washington got 9 hits in his last 20 times at bat in the baseball game, so we have a ratio, don't we? We have 9 out of every 20 were hits. But I'm going to keep on reading. What was his batting average during that time? And batting average is the number of hits per 1,000 times at bat. And so you baseball fans out there, this is how you do it. This is how you find it. So we have the number of hits, okay, to times at bat. So that we place our, this is what we know, 9 out of 20. And this is what I don't know. I want to know what is the batting average every 1,000 times at bat. So I'm looking for the number of hits, which is technically your batting average. Can I reduce here? Yes, I can. I can divide both by 10. I can't, when you divide by 10, that doesn't mean you cross out all the zeros. That only means that if I divide this by 10, I can cross out 1 0. If I divide this by 10, the same thing, okay? So now, can I divide any more? Is 2 and 100, do they have a common factor? 2. What's 2 divided by 2? Now it's 1. 100 divided by 2 is 50. 1 times x is equal to 9 times 50. That's a lot easier than 9 times 1,000 divided by 20, okay? 9 times 5 is 45, and I had a 0, and I add my 0. We're trying to do that mental math, okay? Sorry about that. That's my goal this year, is to help you start to think like mathematicians. All right, everybody. So this is in your journal. Refer to that as you do. All you have are 10 problems. Okay, and it's a little puzzle. You're going to find out what did Snidely say after filling his car with super premium top test power plus gasoline. Please don't look that up on the internet. I do want to see your work attached to this, as well as the puzzle at the bottom. So when you have your answer to your question, you should find it at the bottom. If you don't, that means that you probably did it incorrectly. So seek someone else, seek a peer. Hey, how did you do this one? Did you, and see how you, if you set it up the same way, okay? It shouldn't take you too long. All right, see you tomorrow.